Hello, 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 everybody. This is Harmony Stamps with Michelle, and I'm Michelle. Today we are going to be doing our March make and takes. What does that mean? Well, first of all, I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and March make and takes are going to be featuring the Perennial Lavender Suite. And in order to get the make and takes, I'm going to make 3 cards with you today on the video. The make and takes will include a PDF with all the instructions and cutting and everything. And also it will include enough pre-cut paper and embellishments and anything that's die cut or punched. You'll get all the pieces to make 2 each of the 3 cards that we're going to make today. I don't have them pre-made for you, so I can't show them to you just yet, but you will see them at the end of the video altogether for sure. And afterwards, I'll go ahead and post a picture of the cards attached to this video on YouTube. So, what do you have to do to get those make and takes? It's actually fairly simple. In order to get the make and takes, you need to use the host code that's currently on the screen, and it's also in the description below, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. The host code and a link to shop directly with that host code are available. So use that host code unless your order is going to exceed $150. If it does exceed $150, don't use the host code because you should get the rewards. But if it's under $150, go ahead and use that host code, and then I will ship you those make and takes. Make sure that I can see your information when you put in the order so that I can actually, mail them to you and contact you. If I can't contact you to get that address and things like that, then I will not be able to ship those make and takes unless you reach out directly to me through my information. But it's fairly simple to do. And I'm going to go ahead and remove that host code from the screen for now. Just a reminder, it is down below. So we are going to be using the Perennial Lavender Suite, which actually is a big suite, what we would call a mega suite. I'm going to talk about the paper first. This is the Perennial Lavender. It's 12 by 12. Let me switch out to my eyeballs. Sorry about that. Okay. The colors that coordinate with this paper are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, Orchid Oasis, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Starry Sky. Obviously, our crumb cake also works well with it. Not sure why it wasn't in there, but it works beautifully. All right, so this is the one that I'm going to show you that is currently in its 12 by 12 format because I didn't use this for any of the cards we're doing, just because it's such a beautiful thing. I'll probably use this in a future video because it is very beautiful. And on the back we have this gingham check. All right, and here's all these really pretty lavender flowers and some green leaves. Here is got the butterflies again and some white flowers along with the lavender and green leaves. Then we have just the lavenders hanging out and this gorgeous, gorgeous purple on the back. Oh yeah, sorry. The green, beautiful green on the back of that one. And then we have more of these flowers with some of that crumb cake on the top. And on the back we have, again, that crumb cake and a negative space of those leaves. And then we have these pretty pretties with flowers and leaves and things with this beautiful purple on the back. All right, and I believe we're using some of each of those 5. Let me double check that and make sure. 1, 2, actually there is one we don't use, and that's this one. We don't use that one, but every other one we have used. So this suite comes with 2 bundles. The Painted Lavender bundle has just lavender, some other flowers, butterflies, and other greenery. I have pre-stamped them on some basic white cardstock to show you how they look when they are stamped. It also comes with dies, and we've used this die and this die on one of the cards, but from this die set, that's the only dies that I used on our projects for the make and take. You will need this stamp set if you want to duplicate the cards, as well as this stamp set, and if you want to duplicate the cards that we're doing, or you can use other sentiments that fit within. There's a lot. In fact, you can see all of these. So I did use all of these dies on our projects. And actually, that one I don't think I ended up using, but I did have it out in case. But yes, we'll be using quite a few of those dies. But again, I will pre-die cut those for you. And I did pre-stamp the sentiments if you want to see them. There you are. All right. I also used 2 of our punches. And again, I will be put those out of the way there. I'll show you those in a minute. I haven't decided if I'm going to be using these paper accent butterflies. I may not, but they're called paper butterfly accents. And I will be using these purple gems. So we have our Blackberry Bliss / Berry Burst, our Gorgeous Grape, and our Highland Heather shades. I will also be using some linen thread, and I did use the 2 3/8 circle punch and this lovely decorative circle punch as well. So I'll get those up and out of the way. I'm not 100% sure I'm using all 4 of these inks, but I'm definitely using 3, probably all 4. So I'll be using Shaded Spruce, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and possibly Fresh Freesia. No, probably Fresh Freesia. All right. So our first card, I am casing from one of my swaps, Sandy Carlson. She did this lovely card, and I'm going to be doing something with a similar layout, but a bit of a different execution. So I ended up using a different paper for the center, but I did end up using this, and I used the postage stamps to cut out the entire piece. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is crease my scored edge to get it burnished so that I have a nice, there we go, crease. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble my bits here. So I have this piece of basic white, and I'm going to be creating a nice little motif in here. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal adhesive runner, which it may be close to time to starting to get a new case. I think that's what's causing this to not want to run very well. Oh my goodness, it still didn't put any down. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm just gauging my distance here. And I want even distance on the sides and just a little bit, approximately the same. Oops, but I want to go in the right direction, so make sure that our postage stamp is going in the right direction. All right. All right, I believe I like that. So we're gonna do the same thing on the top. I haven't pressed anything down firmly yet, just because I don't know if I'm ready for it to be firm yet. So now I'm going to do the same on this end. And again, lining it up with what's already down and giving us a little bit. All right, and then we're going to do the center one. And we do want to make sure our butterflies are going in the right direction. We're going to again line it up side to side and have a little bit of space in between. And I see here, I want to look that up. Oh my goodness. An easy peel, but I had to do it. All right. Those are lined up good, so I'm going to press those down. This one, I want to make sure I had it a little cattywampus, so there we go. Now I have exactly what I want. All right, so I am going to adhere this to the Fresh Freesia undercard. Just putting some of that seal on the back, giving us a nice even lineup around. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to adhere this to the gorgeous grape card base as well. Now I'm not going to use dimensionals on this just because it's already quite a bit of paper. And so we don't need a whole lot of extra dimension, especially if you're going to be mailing this card. Because if you're mailing it, you may have to use a non-machinable stamp if you added dimensionals on with this one. Okay. So I did like the square aspect, and I'm going to be using the sentiment sending love and best wishes. But I think what I'm going to do is stamp that. I'm going to go ahead and use the shaded spruce for this. All right, and I'm going to place it right about there. Oops, I was afraid of that. All right, next time I need to use the sticker. If I'm going to use this stamp where I need straight edges, so sorry, I just stamped it down there, and I'm still off, of course. All right, let's clean this up. Oops. And then we will put the stamp on. This will just give me an opportunity to show you how I do that. I'll take all of the ink off. I've only done it to one of the stamps so far on this set. And which one is it? Sending. There it is. All right, so I'm just found the sticker. I'm peeling it up off of that. And then I'm going to place it down on my block. And then I'm going to peel off those little backing. Come on. All right, there's one backing off. And we're going to get the other backing off. Then I'm going to place my stamp down on my mat. And I'm going to hover over with the block until I feel like I've got it as best lined up as I can. And I'm going to press it down. And now you can see it's all ready to go. However, that is now not going to work. So let's do this. All right. Better. All right, so I'm going to cut this down. And see how it looks inside here. Okay, so I want to cut it down a little bit more on the sides. All right. There. But I don't want to just leave it all plain like that. So I think what I'm going to do is use the leaf stamp, and I'm going to want to do some stamping off a bit. So let me grab this napkin here. Oh, sounds like my neighbor is doing some of those bowls. All right, so I'm going to stamp on this, and then I'm going to, okay, let me get it good. I'm going to stamp on this, and then I'm going to stamp across this, just like that. And then I'm going to, I like that. I'm going to clip my edges. This is what happens when you don't fully plan. You get to go off script a little bit and figure out what you like. I mean, I planned, but I wasn't able to get it all done at the same time. All right, I like that. So I'm going to remove this from our shot. I'm going to put some Stampin' Seal on my sentiment, and I'm going to line it up on the diagonal. And then I'm going to want to place it there. All right. Let me put this over there. Get it out of my way at the moment. And close up our ink pad for the moment. I'm not going to fully close it because I do need it again. All right. There we go. So with this one, I may go ahead and use one of the butterflies on this one. I think I'll use this butterfly, one of the smaller butterflies. And I do want to use my bone folder and kind of curl up the wings a bit. Yeah, I'm not going super hard. I'm just using the edge to bring a little bit of curve to this. And then I'm going to use my glue dots. One and two down the body. And place it right there. If you want, you could also add some color to that. I am going to put this on dimensionals. So I'm going to use my edge pieces. Peel off the backing. Place it in the center. And where's my take your pick tool right there? I think I'm going to use some of these berry burst. Just adding a bit of a deeper color into it. Maybe one right there on the butterfly. And another small one about there. There we go, that's pretty. And I do like the idea of the linen thread as a bow, but I do have to find where it starts. Probably should have done that before I started, but I did not. So I get to try and figure it out while we're on camera. Always the best plan, right? There, I think that's it. Let me grab it. Maybe not. Not there anyways. Wow, this should be easier. Shouldn't be a game of hide and seek to find the start. Nope, that's definitely not the beginning either. I think this is the hardest I've ever had, finding the start of a linen thread. There, maybe? No. That's crazy. Shouldn't be this hard. All right, so we're just going to kind of do this for the moment. Grab enough so that I know I can get my bow. Not the best way to go about it, but it is how I'm going to do it. All right, I'm going to hold my fingers out a distance, and I wrapped twice around my fingers, so I'm going to end up with a double bow. And then I'm going to tie a knot in the center here. Uh-oh. Hold still, hold still. Oh my goodness. I'd use my mouth. Crazy. All right, so once I've got it where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and tighten that down a bit more and tie one more knot. Actually, I'm not going to tie another knot, but I am going to cut my ends. There we go. And use my glue dots again to pick up one glue dot. And I'm going to place this down about there. And there we have our first card. We do want to do our inside as well. So what I'm going to do is, what am I thinking? I need this. All right. And again, I'm just going to use this little, I might do the whole thing this time. Sorry, excuse me. Allergy season has struck. That did not give me a good all right, that's better. All right, so yep, that's the right way. All right, I'm gonna ink this up and stamp it down. Here for you always. Yay! Put that back over there. And get out our seal again. This is why we always say there's two sides to every sheet of paper, because sometimes you need to use the other side, like I did. All right, and then we're just going to place this on the interior of our card, just like that. Here for you always. Sending love and best wishes. Yay! All right, we're going to put again our shaded spruce away for now. We will be using it again, I promise. And so that was a case of this card. So you can see by using slightly different paper, using different dyes. I did use the same dye, but I used it on the fresh freesia paper, and then I stamped an image on it and used just white, basic white, to stamp my sentiment on the top. And then I added one of those butterfly accents. She also used the purple gemstones from this sweet, but just making it slightly different makes it my own. All right. Then we're going to do our second card. Let me put this right there, which is going to be a case of this card, which is from Stacy Irwin out of Zanesville, Ohio. So I'm not going to do this basic fold that she did. I like it, but I'm not going to do that on this card. I'm going to just do a regular card base. And let's go ahead and burnish our edges on our card base, just like that. Beautiful. I'm going to put these aside for the moment, and then I'm going to assemble these onto my Fresh Freesia cardstock. And again, I want a little bit of space between them so that you have that Fresh Freesia peeking out, but not too much. So that's why I'm like pre-measuring. It's a very slight amount, so about 1/8 of an inch. All right. So I'm just going to get it as lined up as I can, about 1/8 of an inch, similar distance all around. Yes. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, I really haven't fully pressed this down in case I need to make adjustments. And again, I want to make sure I'm in the right direction. And I am. So I'm going to again give it that about 1/8 of an inch. Make sure that I'm getting the same on the bottom and down the side, which I am. All right, those can go down. And then this one we're going to put this way down the center. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal again. And once again, making sure I'm going in the right direction. This time I'm going to line it up with the bases of those two and get about an equal distance between them, just like that. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go ahead and use my adhesive and attach this to my card base. Make sure we're going in the right direction. And this is just, again, 1/8 of an inch difference here. So this way we get to see as much of the paper as possible. And again, I used a different sheets than what she did in her card. And I did go ahead and use the same postage stamp that she did, but I also did this as a postage stamp, which is hers is a deckled rectangle. All right, so I'm going to stamp my little lavender patch. Uh-oh, don't want that on my fingers. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to grab my stamp that has my greenery for my lavender, and I'm just going to place it right down there. Lift up, put that up there, and then I'm going to use my Highland Heather to do the flower portion. So this is what makes the flowers on your little lavender patch. And so you're going to kind of go like about like that, a little bit like that, some here and some there, a little bit on the edge, yeah, a little bit here on the edge too, and up top. There we go. So that is those, but instead of doing the there's a die that'll cut out these butterflies, but I am thinking don't want to do that. So I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape for my sentiment, which is going to be the You Mean the World to Me, and it's barely going to fit, so you're going to want to kind of get in there kind of nice and close. There you go. And up you go. Nice. Apparently my Gorgeous Grape is not as juicy as hers was. All right, gonna close that up and get my Fresh Freesia. And so what she did is she stamped this stamp down onto some basic white, used the die, and then it cut them out individually, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to have them flying like this across the top in that fresh freesia. Close that up for the moment and make sure these are going in the right direction. And then we're going to place this down with some adhesive, and then we will do the other one with dimensionals. So there's that. Where'd my little thing of dimensionals go? There they are. My snips. And then we'll do this one down. It's going to be like, well, it probably already is, at least 70 today, and I can feel it, man. I'm going to have to start turning on the AC here at the office. All right, so then we're just going to have it exposed a bit like that. And I'm not going to do the butterflies on this one, but I am going to go ahead and do that double bow with the linen thread again. And even though this is not officially the way they meant it to happen, but I now have a few ends to choose from. All right. And eventually I will find the right end. But so I'm literally just making some space and I'm going around it twice to the dimension that I would like. And then I'm pushing the end down between, and I'm going to use this other end to tie my knot. Once I get enough space to do it. Sorry, one moment. All right. And there we go. Move it from my fingers. Tighten it down the rest of the way. Oh my goodness. And there we go. Cut my ends. Get my glue dots. Place it there in the center and up here between the two. And then we're going to want to do our inside piece. And for that, I feel like I want to do a little bit more of the same theme. So I'm going to grab some of my shaded spruce ink and just have a little patch here going off the page. And that means I'm also going to need my Highland Heather again for my flowers. Just like that. And I think I'm going to use my fresh freesia again and get my butterflies playing around on this side here. All right, and then we will go for our gorgeous grape one more time. And use the sentiment, "You are loved beyond measure," to go with our sending love and best wishes. And this is, let me kind of take that off a minute. All right, gorgeous grape. Let's get it really good and inked. Make sure we're going to be in the right direction. There we go. That is the right way. And I'm going to use these two edges, the straight ones, to give me my lining alignment. And there you go. Let's go ahead and put some adhesive on the back. Lace it down on the inside of our card. And there we are. You are loved beyond measure, and you mean the world to me. That's our second card. Whoop, whoop. Which means we have one more to go today. I'm going to remove that. All right. So our last card, I don't have anything specific that I am casing. I do have something I'm using as a kind of a design from Lisa Lemons, and that's this one. And I'm really focused as far as this card goes on this bit, but I'm doing it in much smaller. So, all right. I have those pieces all ready to go. And then I have these pieces because I need them. And these pieces. All right. Let's start by creasing our edges on our card base. And I am using crumb cake for the card base on this one, whereas I had Highland Heather for the card base on that one. All right. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is place my strips up and down on my little white layer. And again, I have a very thin margin that I'm working with here. And I'm not worried about the, I just want a little white space between everything and on the edges. But that's not, how did I do this? How did I plan this? Not as well as I thought. Was there two sizes of white, or are they the same? They are the same. Okay. Interesting. I think what I'm supposed to do is, let me remeasure. I may have to do some more white stuff. All right, so this is 5 inches by 1 1/4. All right. So to make this work the way I envisioned it, I'm going to need, so 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4. So 4. There we go. So we're just under 4 inches by 1/8. And then we'll move the 5 up to 1/8. Let's see if that works better. Yes, that does work a bit better. Okay. So I'm just putting seal across the designer series paper. And then I'm going to line this up very, very close to my edges. Just like that. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And I'm literally looking at these 3 edges before I lay it down. And then I'm not pressing anything down yet. And then we will do the center. I like those, so I'm going to go ahead and press those. And then we'll do our center piece here. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go. And I want just a little bit of white peeking through both edges all the way down to the bottom, just like that. All right. And then we're going to put it on a fresh freesia layer. Oh, come on. There we go. Little bit works good. And again, it's just about 1/8 of an inch on every side is what we're going for. Just like that. Very pretty. That's going to go on our crumb cake cardstock. And again, I'm just going to use the seal to get it down. Not one moment. So when you don't have it fully seated, it's a lot easier to pick up and redo. Is just do it slowly and then you're good. All right, I like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna want this back on my Stampin' block. There we go. And I don't want to put it in Gorgeous Grape. Let's move that over. Go ahead and get it. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to put one of these this way, go back in, and do another one that way. Okay. And since we've got it out, let's go ahead and do our interior. And I'm just going to do one, not the full thing, but there we go. Pull that back off. There we go. All right. Then we have the fun bits. And again, I'm going to use the glue dots for this. I'm going to start with this die cut of greenery. And I'm going to place the glue dot about there. And I'm just going to kind of mold it into that space. I'm going to put another one there. All right. And then I'm going to place this going up the center like that. Okay. Then we're going to get a couple of glue dots on our heather in Highland Heather. One there, and we'll do one there. And we're going to place this about like there. There we go. And then we'll do the same on this piece of lavender. And we're going to go about like that. Okay. So now we have that. What we're going to do is we're probably going to place this about there, but I do want this nice little fresh freesia circle underneath. So I'm going to turn this over and run some adhesive across the back. And then I'm going to line it up really well with this circle. Place that down. And then we're going to make a nice bow for our heather. All right, why are you so fun? And out you go. Sorry, it's like a tangle. All right. Let's see if I can't get that out more. All right, that is good. Oh, I don't know, that's about 13, 14 and a half inches or so. All right, so once again, I'm just going to wrap around my fingers twice. And then I'm going to go down through the center. And then I'm going to create a knot through the center. I do need my teeth, and I don't have enough. All right. And tighten on down. Not that way. Uh-oh. Hold on, hold on. There we go. No, it's still loosening. All right. There. Cut my ends. I'm going to cut this little raggedy bit here. And then we're going to place that down here. But first, we are going to do a sentiment. And I think I'm going to grab my... Yes. I do have pre-cut sentiment strips in a variety of different things with dies, but those are not the right ones, of course. Yeah, wasn't that fun? Of course, it makes it more difficult. Here, maybe. Yes, I know. Yay! So when I have extra bits of paper and things like that, I would tend to want to pre-cut stuff. And so I could do a banner. So these are all the nesting essential dies in a few different colors. This is what I'm looking for. All right. So this is going to go under, and I'm going to want it to cover most of that. Okay. So we're going to stamp our sentiment. Ooh, you know what? This is not going to work for that purpose. It's too small. I'd forgotten I had a bigger sentiment I was going for. But there are other avenues to use or to make what we want. That's too small. That would work. But I think I would prefer that. I'm pretty sure that's big enough. Let's double check. We're definitely going to want to put the sticker on this one, but I think it's still too big for this. So we're going to do another pivot. And the sentiment is, I can't thank you enough. So it's this one. So I'm just grabbing it up, placing that down on my block, taking my edges or the backing paper off. Then we're going to place this down on the block. And we're going to line up the edges of the sticker with the edges of the stamp and press down. Then we're going to look. And it is just a teeny bit too small. So what we're going to do instead is, I think we are going to use the Gorgeous Grape, and we're going to fussy cut around it. So there it is. And we're going to get our snips out. I'm just going to do a rough cut for the start. And then using the fulcrum of the scissors, I'm going to get in there and just kind of let the paper do the moving around the edges. And ducking in and around. All right. Let's get the right card here. What happened to my centerpiece? Oh, it's now stuck there. Good plan. All right. So I'm going to put this up on dimensionals there and put our double bow. I think we'll push this down here and put our double bow up here, maybe? Let me think this through a bit. Get our glue dots. And there. So it's like it's tying the bouquet, right? And I need to open up some fresh dimensionals. Yay! Do you ever get happy when you get to open up a whole brand new package? It makes me very happy when I get to do that. All right, so I'm going to place dimensionals on the back of my circle. Take the backing off of that. All right, and then we're going to place this down in the center-ish of it. And then we're going to do dimensionals on our sentiment, our fussy cut sentiment. Pull the backings off of that. And underneath there, there we go. The I can't thank you enough. So let's finish our interior. I'm going to want to stamp this guy down in the thank you for everything. So let's do again that in Gorgeous Grape. Across the top. Thank you for your friendship. Oops. There we go. And then we're going to put our seal on the back of this and attach it to the inside of our card. Just like so. And I think I'm going to put the ink away. Start with that. All right, make sure to click it down. That one didn't immediately click down. All right, so this one, honestly, I still want to use the berry or blackberry bliss. I'm not sure which, but I want to use that. It just, given all the other shades, it is a nice contrast to use the darker one on this when I can get it off the sheet. Oh my goodness. Let's try it like this. There we go. And let's put that one there and do another small one over here. And so there is our third card. We go ahead and pull our inks out of the way and show you the cards that we did today. So this is your March make and takes. I will have pictures, of course, up on the video, at least on the YouTube video. I'll post it to the Facebook thread as well. But we did 3 very lovely cards using the Perennial Lavender Suite. the paper, all of the embellishments, including those paper butterfly accents, and the 2 bundles that came with it. We used dies from both bundles and stamps from both bundles. So, hope you like them. If you do, let me know. If you want them, then you can go ahead and make that order. If you just want the PDF, you can send me a message, and I'm certainly willing to let you purchase the PDF for $15 to do all of that. Another option would be if you just want them pre-made, you can go ahead and do that $35 purchase and you'll get one of each. So those are our options today. This has been Harmony Stamps with Michelle. I'm Michelle. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I will see you tomorrow with a fun project. Have a good day.